Ozempic.
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 Ozempic. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of years, you've definitely heard of this, whether that's from the news, social media, or even your doctor, and it is currently taking the world by storm. Now, if you've seen any of my videos already, you're probably wondering, why are you making a video on this? To which I say, good point. So far, all I have done is posted videos of myself doing pull-ups every day for like a month and documented my journey getting fit again for my wedding. And good, always question where your information is coming from. But I do have a Bachelor of Pharmacy and I am a pharmacist, currently registered and practicing in Australia, and Ozempic is something I do deal with on the daily. So this is episode 1 in my new Pharmacist Explains series, where I will be taking various topics on health and medicine and tuning out the noise, breaking them down, giving you the facts in the simplest of ways, and being a trustworthy source of information on health. There is a lot of content out there, so you can come here and know that you are getting the facts and current evidence. So, back to Ozempic. Quite simply, it is an injectable medication containing the drug called semaglutide. This belongs to a class of medications called GLP-1 analogues, which also stands for Glucagon-like peptide 1 analogues. There's actually a few medications that belong into this class, and Ozempic is just the brand name. The drug we're dealing with, it's called semaglutide. These are currently being used for the treatment of type 2 diabetes, where they're used as glucose-lowering medications. That is, they reduce blood sugar levels. Now, I'm sure everyone already knows that the medication is also being used for weight loss. That's not really the focus point of this video, but I am going to be addressing why it works to reduce weight as well. If you want to know how Ozempic works, you actually need to know how this glucagon-like peptide 1 works, because Ozempic works in the same way as this molecule. So GLP-1 is actually a hormone, and it's released in our guts and belongs to a family of hormones called Incretin hormones. These get triggered by eating food, and they then lead to insulin being released. That leads to blood sugar levels being regulated. In people with type 2 diabetes, the incretin hormones don't work as well as they should, and that means blood sugar levels can rise, especially after eating food. So semaglutide, or Ozempic, is a GLP-1 analog. That means it's designed to essentially mimic the effects of GLP-1 that is normally made in our bodies. This is then going to be quite helpful to people with type 2 diabetes whose hormones aren't working as well as they used to. And so in a way, we are supplementing them. So that's the basics of why Ozempic works, but I do want to go a little bit deeper and explain how this actually leads to blood glucose levels being lowered, and also how this leads to weight loss. GLP-1 has a few effects, and these things working together is what give us the results that we like so much. So the blood sugar lowering, and of course the weight loss. One of the main things that it does is it stimulates the release of insulin. Now this comes from the pancreas. Insulin will then help glucose move from the blood into your cells, where it will be used either for energy or it gets put away for storage. This is one of the main ways that Ozempic can help reduce blood sugar levels. But another thing that it does is it reduces or inhibits the release of glucagon. Now this also comes from the pancreas, and glucagon is a hormone that works opposite to insulin. Where insulin works to reduce blood sugar, glucagon actually works to increase it. And it does this by stimulating your liver to make its own glucose and release that into the blood. But it also breaks down the storage forms of glucose into free glucose that then moves into your blood to increase blood glucose levels. Now lastly, it also has an effect on gut motility, which means that it reduces the movement in your gut, which would normally push food along your intestines so that the digestive process could take place. Now in theory, this means that an individual would feel fuller for longer and therefore feel less hungry throughout the day. This is thought to be one of the main reasons that it reduces appetite and therefore leads to weight loss. But that may not be the only way that it works for weight loss, because the research has shown that the reductions in appetite for individuals using these GLP-1 analogues also happens in a fasted state. What does that mean? It means that the effects in your gut shouldn't really play a role because there's no food being consumed in a fasted state. So that would mean that the appetite suppressing effects of these GLP-1 analogues come from somewhere else. And in all honesty, the exact way that these work for weight loss is not well understood. The theory is that it works in the brain as well. And that means it's somehow able to send messages to the body to make itself feel full, and therefore appetite is reduced. So you now understand that the way Ozempic influences the hormones of insulin and glucagon is the way that you get your blood sugar lowering effects of the medication, and the way that it suppresses your appetite is the way that you get your weight loss effects. Now, the weight loss has been the reason that Ozempic has seen great popularity over the last few years. It's probably the main reason that you've heard about it as well. I will be doing a follow-up video explaining the evidence surrounding the use of Ozempic in weight loss. There's much less evidence behind the weight loss than there is compared to treatment of type 2 diabetes. But yeah, that's going to be another video. I'll wrap this up here for now. Links to all the research that I've used to create this video can be found in the description below. Please make sure you subscribe and like if you learned anything or enjoyed the video. And drop a comment if there's anything you would like me to explain further. It could be something I've already mentioned in this video. If you want to learn more about insulin or glucagon or even type 2 diabetes itself, I'm more than happy to explain. Or if there's anything else in terms of medications or health conditions that you want to learn about, just leave a comment. I'll do my best to make videos on them. Thank you very much, and until next time.